There are a lot of different objects on Mars that people see or think they see in various rover images. And it's really hard to dismiss them because they do look exactly like sculptures that human beings make. And even after a massive cataclysm, like what apparently took place on Mars, you're gonna find remnants from a lost civilization that's just leaving behind those last hints that we were here.
For many years, NASA has been our guiding light in the adventure of exploring space. We wonder at the famous pictures of astronauts walking on the moon and robots exploring Mars. But there's a secretive side to these missions that most people don't see. For years, rumors of odd events and odd sightings have been spreading among those who believe in UFOs and conspiracy theories. Could these images hold hidden messages from faraway civilizations? Or are they leftovers from ancient travelers of the cosmos? Join us as we unveil the secret NASA extraterrestrial photos you need to see before they're deleted.
A bunch of Marines started coming to me. I was able to find them within 36 hours. They saw a craft. So this is not something lights in the sky. They actually saw the body, the shape of the craft, and you see that in the low light photo.
The alien interviews. Fortunately, this incredible event happened when cameras were common, allowing people to capture every detail. The video shows a perfectly intact, 40-foot wide, saucer-shaped craft without a single scratch. Inside the craft, there were 4 beings. This remarkable video, filmed back in 1989, was first shown to the world in 1997 as part of a documentary called Area 51, The Alien Interview. This documentary not only looked into Area 51, but also featured an interesting interview with an alien, similar to Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire, but with an alien twist. The guide on this amazing journey is a man named Victor, who claims to be a former Area 51 worker. Driven by a strong desire to share this incredible video with the world, Victor made a copy and released it in 1997. His decision allowed people to witness a piece of history, although it left many wanting more clarity, especially since the alien speech was hard to understand. As the documentary went deeper, it became a hit, sparking countless debates and theories among unidentified flying object, UFO fans and doubters alike. Victor supposedly smuggled the video out of the top-secret Area 51, showing a dimly lit room where the interview takes place. The alien, called an EBE, extraterrestrial biological entity, looks human-like with large eyes and a slightly longer head. These interviews were part of a secret project aimed at understanding the being's origins, technology, and purpose on Earth. Some insiders claim these beings were survivors of a crash near Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947. The beings reportedly communicate telepathically, making spoken communication in the video even more puzzling. The documentary also featured interviews with experts and former government officials who provided insights into the secretive nature of Area 51 and the possible existence of alien life. Among the interviewees was Bob Lazar, a controversial figure who claimed to have worked on reverse engineering alien technology at a site called S4 near Area 51. Victor's revelation not only fascinated the public, but also raised important ethical and legal questions. The United States government has always denied the existence of aliens and any related projects at Area 51, fueling further speculation and conspiracy theories. In the years following the documentary's release, numerous researchers and investigators have tried to verify Victor's claims and the authenticity of the video. While some believe it to be a big hoax, others argue that it could be one of the most important leaks in UFO history. Lights in the sky. While floating the Earth on the International Space Station in 2020, Wagner spotted some unknown lights over the polar regions. These lights appeared in a particular order, sparking discussions about where they came from. Some people thought they might be similar to things seen at the California base. Wagner managed to snap some amazing photos of these lights while on the space station on August 2020. The pictures show 5 unidentified objects flying in an unfamiliar pattern, keeping the same distance from each other as they move in a straight line just above the Earth's edge. It's pretty fascinating how they seem to be working together. Hoping to get some answers, Wagner shared these photos on Twitter, where he's known as Elon Musk X. Some scientists think aliens might like places with lots of energy, like volcanoes for refueling. Wagner had even shared pictures of UFOs near volcanoes before to support this idea. This time, he was hoping that people on Twitter might have some thoughts about these objects. The response Wagner got was surprising. His photos caught the eye of the Russian space agency, Roscosmos. They were so interested in the pictures that they wanted to know more about what Wagner saw from the space station. Imagine a future where experts decode this footage, revealing new things about the universe. The Russians are working hard to figure out the secrets hidden in the images. Meanwhile, the Pentagon is also intrigued by what's happening beyond our atmosphere. On April 20th, 2021, an astonishing image of weird light was taken from a video recorded by a Marine officer at his military base in 29 Palms, California. This base, known for its vast desert landscape and clear skies, is often used for training. The video shows a mysterious object that appears in just one frame, making the image even more intriguing. The unidentified aircraft in the picture is sleek, black, and has a unique shape, unlike any known military or civilian aircraft. What makes this sighting even more fascinating is how quickly the object vanished. It seemed to appear and disappear in an instant, sparking curiosity and speculation about what it could be. The Marine officer was not the only one who saw it. Several other officers from different spots around the base also witnessed the object. They described how it suddenly appeared and then disappeared just as quickly. Some even noted that it flew silently, which is unusual since most aircraft make noise. Interestingly, radar data from the base did not show any unknown aircraft at the time of the sighting, adding to the mystery. This has led to various theories, from secret military tests to visits from extraterrestrials. The sudden and unexplained appearance of the object has sparked ongoing investigations and discussions among both military personnel and UFO enthusiasts. Despite the brief nature of the sighting, it has generated a lot of debate, with many eager to find out the truth behind the aircraft. Some people believe it can cloak itself or move at incredible speeds, while others think it might travel between dimensions. The officers who saw it reported that it hovered above them for about 10 minutes before disappearing without a trace. They were certain it wasn't just flares, but couldn't identify what it was. The Pentagon, eager to get to the bottom of this mystery, decided to launch an investigation into what was seen that night. This date has since become a key point in discussions about unidentified aerial phenomena, reflecting growing interest from both the public and the government. Adding to the intrigue, a photo of strange lights, possibly the aircraft, was captured under unusual circumstances. The image shows a formation of lights in the sky, which some experts suggest could be evidence of advanced propulsion systems or experimental military technology. Adding an international dimension to the mystery, a series of photographs taken by a Russian cosmonaut named Ivan Wagner further fuels speculation about the nature of these unidentified objects. The intriguing combination of eyewitness accounts, photographic evidence, and the lack of clear explanations continues to captivate those interested in uncovering the truth about these sightings. While many people think of the United States when it comes to UFO encounters, Japan has a fascinating history of weird experiences with extraterrestrial phenomena. Many images of unknown objects have been captured in Japan over a while. From mysterious sightings to close encounters, the skies over Japan have seen many unexplained events. These encounters are so frequent that the Japanese government has taken active steps to address them. Japanese pilots flying above their homeland are not only watching for regular air traffic, but are also ready to report any sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, immediately. Additionally, the Japanese self-defense forces receive special training to prepare for potential encounters with beings from other worlds. This thorough training ensures they can handle any unexpected sightings calmly and effectively. In preparation for future UFO encounters, Japan has developed a detailed protocol for dealing with these sightings. This plan outlines the steps to take, ensuring a quick and coordinated response to any events in the sky. Despite all these preparations, the mystery of the unknown continues to captivate people's imaginations. So far, Japan has documented 6 remarkable UFO encounters. One particularly captivating incident involved a series of videos that drew global attention. These videos showed 10 white orbs smoothly gliding through the blue skies above Osaka. Upon closer inspection, observers noticed how the light and shadows played off the objects, suggesting they were reacting to the surrounding environment.
I looked at the way the light is hitting this thing, and I compared it to the light hitting the trees down here. Look at the shadow angles, they're all the same. So this is the shadow angle for the sun.
The consistent shadow angles indicated a common light source, possibly the sun, adding to the mystery. Even though Japanese authorities have not made any official statements about these puzzling aerial phenomena, the global fascination continues to grow. People speculate about the nature of these events, with theories ranging from natural occurrences to possible extraterrestrial explanations. This ongoing mystery captivates both enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Peculiar shadow anomaly. In the footage, a strange thing appeared to move super fast and with crazy agility, seeming to break the rules of how things usually move. People who saw it said it went way faster than any normal plane, which left experts puzzled. Sometimes it left a weird trail in the air, something not usually seen when stuff flies around. This unknown path hinted that whatever was powering it was way beyond what we know about how things usually fly, making it even more mysterious. The image showed it zooming down from the sky quickly, as if it wasn't affected by gravity at all. When it got close to the ocean, the water seemed to get all turbulent and boiling, like the thing was giving off a ton of heat or energy. Even though people saw it up close, it didn't leave any obvious signs of movement behind, which got folks wondering how it was moving and staying in the air. This weird thing still hasn't been figured out, and lots of smart people are trying to understand it, even government folks from all over the world. Some secret papers from the United States talk about how worried they are that other countries might be getting good at space stuff, which could be a big problem for safety and peace. They're especially keeping an eye on China, thinking they might use their fancy space skills for not-so-nice reasons, like messing with other countries' stuff in the sky, especially during tense times like if things get rough between China and Taiwan. Turning our attention to Brazil, another captivating photo emerged. It's fascinating to learn about the country's rich history of spotting flying objects. There's this cool thing called the Night of the UFO, where people gather annually to talk about their UFO encounters. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Brazil has seen loads of other weird incidents over the years. Like back in the 1970s, there was this crazy situation in Coverups. People there said they were zapped by weird lights from the sky, and some even got hurt or worse. The government tried to figure it out but never really cracked the case. Then there's this group, the Brazilian Committee of UFO Researchers, who are like the detectives of UFO sightings. They've been collecting tons of info, like stories from people who've seen unusual things, and even photos and videos. But even with all that, lots of sightings are still a mystery. This keeps folks super curious and talking about whether we're alone in the universe. So, the Night of the UFO isn't just a fun gathering, it's a big deal in Brazil. In 1990, after a tiring day working at a hotel in the peaceful Scottish countryside, two chefs decided to take a walk to relax. Little did they know, their walk would turn into an exciting adventure. While strolling through the quiet countryside, they suddenly noticed something in the sky above them. It was a huge aircraft, about 100 feet long, hovering in the air. This was like nothing they had ever seen before. Intrigued and puzzled, the chefs quickly grabbed their cameras to capture this extraordinary sight. The photos they took showed the aircraft with a jet plane nearby, and there was no sign of them being altered. Realizing the importance of what they saw, the chefs shared their stories with the local newspaper. But their attempt to shed light on the event was thwarted when the British Ministry of Defense took away their photos and kept the incident secret. 32 years later, the truth finally came out when David Clark found a forgotten photocopy of one of the original photos. However, the identities of the two chefs remained unknown, raising questions about what they saw and why the government wanted to hide it. It's another intriguing moment in history, reminiscent of the famous Battle of Los Angeles. One important night in 1942, incredible images were caught on camera. Just 2 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the skies above Los Angeles became bright with an unusual sight, throwing the city into a state of panic. With the city in darkness, the military fired 1,400 rounds of bullets at flying things, but nothing seemed to affect them. People watched in amazement and fear as the bullets didn't do anything to the objects. The situation turned tragic with 5 civilians dying from bombs and 3 from car crashes in the chaos. After the smoke cleared, there was no sign of the objects. This left everyone puzzled, wondering what those objects were and what happened that night. National Geographic and the military encounter of UFO. While digging through the archives of National Geographic, known for its amazing stories of exploration and discovery, an intriguing story comes to light. The year was 1971. An aerial photographer named Sergio Loa set out on a routine mission to photograph a beautiful lake. He had no idea this trip would lead to an extraordinary discovery. When Loa developed his film, he noticed something unusual. In one of the photos, there was a shiny metallic object that didn't belong. It seemed to be an unidentified flying craft. The object was massive, with an estimated diameter of about 160 feet, a size that was impossible to ignore. Excited by what he had found, Loa shared the images with his bosses at National Geographic, hoping they would be as thrilled as he was. To his disappointment, his superiors didn't share his enthusiasm. Not only did they dismiss the photos as unimportant, but they also forbade Loa and his colleagues from talking about them. Despite National Geographic's efforts to keep the photos hidden, they eventually leaked to the public by the end of the 1970s. The aircraft in the pictures became a hot topic, capturing the imagination of many. By 2021, the photos had undergone extensive analysis, confirming they were not a mistake or a hoax. The metallic object in the images was indeed a real unidentified flying object, sparking further interest and speculation about its origins. However, despite all the curiosity and the investigations, definitive proof that the object was of extraterrestrial origin remained out of reach. This story of a routine mission, turned into a tale of mystery and speculation, continues to fascinate those who hear it. On a cold January day in 2023, military personnel were carrying out routine surveillance with an MQ-9 Reaper drone, a highly advanced unmanned aircraft. They had no idea that they were about to see something that would challenge everything they knew. As the surveillance team watched the skies, their attention was suddenly caught by something peculiar. An unidentified flying object zoomed into view, moving faster than anything ever recorded in aviation history. The craft moved with incredible agility and speed, almost as if it was defying the laws of physics. Amid the military operation, the officers quickly turned the aircraft's cameras to capture this visitor. What they saw was astonishing. The unidentified object left a trail of disruption in its wake, distorting the atmosphere as it darted through the sky. For a brief, electrifying moment, the routine surveillance mission turned into a scene straight out of a science fiction movie. The footage captured by the MQ-9 Reaper drone became a hot topic within military circles and beyond. Experts were baffled by the encounter. Could this be evidence of extraterrestrial activity, or was it a glimpse into a secret aerospace project? Speculation ran wild as enthusiasts and skeptics alike analyzed every frame of the footage, searching for clues to unlock the mystery of this unidentified aerial event. Shocking UFO footages. Imagine an incredibly scary event where something from another world zoomed past us at an unbelievable speed, sending out signals. The footage showed water moving as if something big was rising from below, and then suddenly, a white object appeared above it. It had no markings, windows, or anything that showed how it was flying. Even though the military jets were scanning the area, they couldn't find any signs of how it was moving. The commander and lieutenant commander tried to catch it, but it was too fast, darting away and showing up on the radar far away. It was moving way faster than anything we've ever seen, leaving everyone baffled. These quick bursts of signals, called fast radio bursts (FRBs), last just a fraction of a second but release more energy than the sun does in a whole day. And they're coming from somewhere beyond our galaxy. Some people think they might be messages from super smart aliens trying to talk to us. Scientists are still trying to figure out what these signals mean, but just the idea of talking to aliens is enough to give us all the shivers of excitement. And there's another spooky encounter from 1956 involving American Air Force Sergeant Jonathan P. Leavitt and Major William Cunningham. As Cunningham was exploring missile remains in New Mexico, he suddenly saw Leavitt being lifted by a flying object right above him. Without warning, Leavitt was drawn into the craft, leaving Cunningham utterly stunned. The military's radar found an unknown object in the vicinity, confirming Cunningham's startling experience. But the situation took a tragic twist when Levette's lifeless body was found 10 miles away, completely drained of blood a mere 3 days later. These puzzling events provoke deep thoughts about the secrets of the cosmos and the potential for otherworldly meetings. Highly experienced pilot George Gorman was flying through the skies when he suddenly captured something strange below him, a UFO. It looked like a flying disc with smooth, round edges, shining brightly as it moved gracefully over the city. What made it even weirder was that even though it was easy to see, it didn't show up on the radar. But he decided to chase after this object. However, as he got closer, the UFO got even brighter before zipping away at an incredible speed. First 250 mph, then at a mind-blowing 600 mph. Gorman was stunned and lost sight of it. This encounter, which happened on October 1st, 1948, is now famous as the Gorman dogfight UFO incident, a thrilling moment in 20th century history. Moving on to another intriguing sighting, the NASA lines. These are ancient markings carved into the earth, forming enormous pieces of art. They stretch over 12,200 feet and have baffled experts for centuries. Some people think they were part of rituals, maybe connected to water because they're near Peru. But there's a wilder theory out there. Some suggest they could have been landing pads for ancient aliens, a concept reminiscent of the ideas presented in Chariots of the Gods. On November 2014, on the USS Princeton, which was part of a group of ships led by the USS Nimitz, an image of something weird was captured deep in the ocean. Suddenly, a weird white object, shaped like a mint candy, popped out of the water, adding another layer of mystery to the whole alien thing. Meanwhile, 2 fighter jets were flying above, and below them, there was this egg-shaped thing floating, way up high, almost 167 kilometers above the water. As they got closer, the weird thing didn't fly like normal stuff. It zipped through the air super fast, like 3 times faster than sound, and then dived back into the ocean without a trace. Now, there's this other thing called Oumuamua that caused a big fuss among scientists and people on Reddit. At first, they thought it was just some rock or something floating around in space, but it was going faster than expected, which got everyone talking. Astrophysicist Avi Loeb even said it might be an alien spaceship, using a special kind of sail to move around. Some folks said it's just ice melting off, but new studies say that's not it. So the mystery of how Oumuamua moves is still unsolved. In addition, there are a few pictures taken from a video made by Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich during a regular practice flight for the U.S. Navy. These pictures make the story even more interesting. The images, captured in November 2004 above the huge Pacific Ocean near San Diego, show Dietrich's encounter with a strange thing.
Sense of it. I'm going to categorize this as maybe a helicopter or maybe a drone. And when it disappeared, I mean, it was just, I think that over beers, we've sort of said, hey man, if I saw this solo, I don't know that I would have come back and said anything.
She was told to check out something odd falling from a crazy high height of 880,000 feet to the ocean below. She and another pilot rushed to the spot. When they got there, they saw something weird. The water on the surface looked stirred up and swirled around like it was reacting to something below. Suddenly, a white thing appeared, floating mysteriously above the disturbed water, and then zipped away into the sky super fast. Even though it left quickly, it didn't leave any clear trace in the water, making things even more puzzling. The U.S. Department of Defense said the footage is real, but nobody knows for sure what the thing was or where it came from. On May 15, 2017, the image of a flying object surprised everyone with its fast and erratic movements, leaving experts puzzled about where it came from and why it was there. Its bizarre shape sparked lots of rumors, with some people even thinking it might be a UFO or part of a spaceship from another planet. Adding to the mystery, a group of bikers claimed they saw soldiers guarding the area where the object was found, and these soldiers joked about finding a UFO in the mountains. Even though it was probably just a joke, it got people thinking about hidden secrets in powerful places. In a small NASA lab hidden in a quiet part of Earth, there was a picture. It was a snapshot from a hidden mission that NASA never mentioned. The picture showed something amazing, a thing floating above Mars' surface. It looked like a shiny ball in the Martian sunlight. NASA scientists couldn't believe what they saw. They had never seen anything like it. The picture caused a lot of excitement and interest among the researchers. They worked hard, studying every detail of the picture, trying to find out the truth about the thing. Despite their best efforts, the scientists could never fully understand what they saw in that picture. So, the secret NASA alien picture became legendary, talked about quietly among those who dared to dream about what's out there in space. Where did this thing come from? Was it made by a smart civilization? Let us know your answer in the comments section. UFOs and cover-ups. Back in 2012, Adam Dew, a guy who makes videos, got a call from his old partner, Joseph B. Joseph. Joseph said he found something cool and wanted to show Adam. It was about some photos Joseph's sister found in her trash place. The photos looked like they had something to do with a big shot named President Eisenhower. In the pictures, famous people like Bing Crosby and Clark Gable were hanging out with the president. But what caught their eye were two super strange pics. One had a small brown body that looked like an alien in a glass box. They thought they hit the jackpot, but it turned out to be a dried-up kid's body, not an alien. Then they showed the pics to Tom Carey, who knew a lot about this stuff. Tom thought the pics looked like what people said about the Roswell UFO crash. But after checking closely, they found out it was just a dead kid, not an alien, which was a bummer. People think the US Air Force has a place where they work on secret planes, like the U-2 and the SR-71 Blackbird. There's talk about a plane that might be the same as what whistleblower Bob Lazar talked about, or maybe it's just another spy plane. In 1963, a spy plane crashed in Utah, and the pilot survived. The Air Force cleaned up the mess real quick, which made people wonder if it was just a regular crash or something more shady. Then, in 2020, some YouTubers caught some weird stuff happening near a secret Air Force place in Nevada. The images showed a lot of activity, especially at night. The Air Force said they're always up to something there, but they don't tell the public much. A couple also saw some security vehicles and a big bus leaving a gated area, hinting that something big might be going on. An archaeologist named Freeman went on a dangerous trip to the same Nevada place to follow the path of some old pioneers. He didn't care about the military stuff, just the history. Even though it was tough, he made it and learned a lot about the area's past. There's a book that talks about all the secret stuff that happened at that Air Force place in the past. The book says they did some crazy things with atomic bombs there. A photo from 1957 shows one of those bombs going off, and it's pretty scary to see. Another interesting photo was taken in 2004 in beautiful Sri Lanka. While on vacation, a retired Royal Air Force officer saw something mind-boggling, a huge, colorful ring in the sky. He quickly snapped a photo, setting off a chain of secret events. The image ended up in the hands of the Ministry of Defense, hidden away for years until it was finally revealed to the public. But even then, the mystery persisted. Nobody knew who took the photo or what exactly was in the sky. And there's the bizarre incident on the International Space Station where cosmonaut Oleg Dmitrievich Kononenko discovered drilled holes in a radiator panel along with coolant floating in space. The discovery of an unidentified spacecraft nearby only added to the mystery, leaving everyone wondering if we've made contact with extraterrestrial life. Which one of these extraterrestrial photos do you find intriguing? Share your thoughts in the comments below.